What's going on, guys? And here we are wrapping up another green day trading. So really happy about that. Gotta say, I did get a little iffy today. I had a little overconfidence going into today. I had a $22,000 winning day yesterday, and I have been known in the past after really big days like that to get a little lackadaisical on my trade and kind of zing things around, thinking I can do the same thing I did the day before and actually lose money. So I recognized that early on. I took a step back, got my shit together, and was able to work myself back into a green day. So today's video is going to start out with a bunch of live trades. You guys are going to see quite a bit of trading, so I think this video is going to be awesome. You're going to see a couple red trades. I went red $2,000 on UTSI. I went red $1,000 on ANIX. So overall, not the most consistent day, but still managed the trading day pretty well and was able to eventually get myself up to a $1,300 green day. So we have all the live trades and audio coming up for you guys here in just a second. All you got to do, smash the thumbs up button as many times as you can. The best thing you can do is take your keyboard like this and then your forehead and just go smash, smash. So at least you hit the thumbs up button, okay? I promise it won't hurt. It's exactly what you need to do to get this video going somewhat viral. That being said, guys, live trades coming up. Thanks for tuning in. Volatility a little bit. Still watching this ENTX here. Adding long on UTSI. So didn't get the initial entry I wanted, but currently long UTSI. So currently long 6,000 shares UTSI. Hopefully we can get a press up to say 239. And no press to 239 yet. Bunch of sellers coming in on it there. Well, that's not cool. And I might have to take this off for a loss here. Okay, well, selling out UTSI for a loss. Didn't take it off as we popped up, and it just got knocked right back down. So first long of the day, no good. Gonna be down 1,500 bucks on the day. I mean, I was having trouble getting my ticker entered. If I did, then I would have had a better average, and I probably would have took a little bit off, but no win. Looks like stock ANCN's kind of moving. QTNT has also kind of been hitting the scanner. Kind of weird looking though. That's a bummer. That's a bummer. The stock ENTX ended up kind of rolling down. That no longer really looks good. I really thought we would get a break to the upside to 239 there on UTSI, but nope. IMMP pushing up there out of the gates, still moving with strength to the upside. I mean, right now I would anticipate you're going to see, IMMP try to tag up to 812 for right now. Yeah, UTSI still just kind of sitting here in this dip. IMMP still trying to grind up higher there. I'm not in any trades. I got to sit patient. I mean, I'm down today $1,500, so I got to figure out how I'm going to best manage this day now. GOVX is starting to kind of pick up in some volatility. BIOC, that's running. Yeah, I might now. Here may be a potential short move for me. BIOC can actually get up and maybe to that 3 deviation mark. Yeah, I think you're a little late to the long move on BIOC, but if it goes over, 630, 634, I'd be definitely more short bias on it. So I'm gonna add 1,000 shares short on BIOC. So I added 1,000, starting to pull down. So about 80, 90 bucks on that. So I'm just gonna sit patient on that one. Still wouldn't mind seeing it all the way over the 634 price. So willing to let it squeeze all the way up to 634. So still in with the short on the stock EGHT is going nuts because it broke out of some long-term trends. Still in short with BIOC here. I haven't really seen Neo today. Squeezing up, that's good. AAL is going through a nice up move too. Yeah, IMMP still struggling to move higher. The stock THC had a really big jump today too, but it's overbought, and I can't really justify shorting that one. I'm not sure where those levels are really exist at. So BIOC ended up dropping out a little bit more there. It didn't cover into the move. Still have the short on. That would have been a good cover point. So I kind of just missed a little take there. So I just covered the short on BIOC, made 73 bucks, didn't take it off on the drop that I should have. Looks like IMMP just pushed up. That's good. I was going to say it was struggling, but it's trying to push there. Still keeping a close eye on BIOC here as well. So down 1,488 on the day from that first trade that was just no bueno. Yeah, Thinkorswim is loading very slow now. Nice, good job on the wins there with AMD. I really don't trust IMMP. I mean, it's been trying to move higher since we got out of the gates. It's kind of just in a tricky spot. Doesn't really look amazing. there goes UTSI. I mean, yeah, I mean UTSI just had to drop out, go up like a jerk. All good. Yeah, SLS rolling out. GLSI, yeah, it's still on the move. Is that halted currently? Here goes BIOC up a little more. Again, like I was saying, I would love to see it all the way up to the 644 price. Debatable whether or not it's going to make it there. Right now, it's fighting to get over that 2 standard deviation mark. Still unsuccessful there. It's not really an extremely low risk level to short into, so I'm not. I mean, I could keep it small. That way, if it fades down, you get a little piece of it. And then with the opportunity to add more if it goes higher. QS, I mean, your dip buy was off of like 1 deviation there on the downside. Now you're at the regression trend resistance. So I'm not a big fan of the long myself because I know it's already started. Yeah, I know THEC probably ran pretty strong. I just I'm not comfortable. Well, I might be. It depends. It's got to get to some certain levels. If THC can get up to, maybe 41, 41.75. Oh, it already hit 40.75. Yeah, 41.75 might be kind of the area where I consider it to really pull back. So I added another 1,000 shares short on BIOC in case it doesn't break out here and it just kind of rolls back down. Yeah, so I mean, really the reason for adding short is we're kind of off like a double top scenario here. We did not break the 2 standard deviation mark. We kind of resisted that. So if this move is going to fail to the upside, we might be able to see this pull back down towards 576. If it does break out, then I'm hoping it goes all the way up to 650, and then I'd re-enter short on 650. Yeah, I kind of disappointed myself on how I traded UTSI. I mean, I was just a little late and I chased it up a little bit. All good. ANIX. What's this? That's light volume runner. Not going to trade that. UTSI is moving good. So if you're long that, congratulations. That's the move we were looking for, right to 239. It's too quick on the gun, too quick. And there it goes. You knucklehead. So obvious, so easy. SLS still kind of selling down some. Really there. GOVX was moving, somewhat decent today to the upside, or it has been. I mean, yeah, if you want a short GLSI, I can't, so I'm not going to. But it's not really even that overbought anyways right now, so I wouldn't even feel comfortable being short on that. Here comes BIOC rolling over. Right now, the target on this move down is 586 for this short. Also, ICPT continues to hit the scanner. TSI doing very well. Yeah, BIOC is just kind of hanging out, holding up, doing some very boring, lame trading. So this might be the move down we were looking for. There we go. Nice little move down, but bought up almost in 2 seconds. So hard to get your fills off the bottom of that move. We need the body candle to come down a little bit. The stock ANIX keeps hitting the scanner. Wow, that's pretty interesting. Might be considering a short on ANIX here, at like 390 up to 4. So just added a little short on ANIX. So added more short there on ANIX, up to 4,000 short. Added a little more short on ANIX there. Still holding up pretty well. Looks like BIOC dropped out. So covering that BIOC short. Still got 4,600 shares short here on ANIX. AYTU has been continuously hitting the scanner today. That's bouncing really good today. Wow. Okay. So AYTU is about to get halted. So the next play I have is probably going to be, a short trade on AYTU. I mean, it went from 6, it's trading all the way up at 10. That seems a little bit overbought to me. So probably going to try to be doing some sort of shorting activity there. I'm trying to figure out my low risk entry right now. I don't necessarily have one on AYTU until maybe 1175. But is it really going to make it to 1175? That's debatable. So I'm going to probably look for a short move on again, like I said, AYTU. Yeah, I mean, this ANIX is holding up very well so far. I mean, we had a lot of selling pressure there, but yet they're still not really taking this down. Still holding over that 3 deviation mark. There's a lot of people bidding it up, trying to hold it. I can see them. Yeah, I mean, debatable. Maybe it is meant to continue up. Ooh. So I wonder if that was the last little short squeeze before the market gets taken down here on ANIX. Yeah, they're still bidding that up and holding that price, that deviation mark. AYTU are still halted currently. I'm just impressed this keeps grinding. All right, well, yeah, it's probably the moment where we decide to take this off. All right, so taking a pretty decent loss there on ANIX. So far, really none of my go-to plays working today, unfortunately. So 2 pretty big losses, ANIX and UTSI. So far not trading very well today. And there goes the dump. Look at that. God damn it. I mean, it's still getting bought up, but I mean, I thought we were right around the corner from a drop. I mean, you're trading. I mean, ANIX is trading all the way at big time resistance. So I was pretty impressed that it ended up holding up that well. So added short on AYTU. Didn't really get the top where I wanted, but currently short AYTU at 2,300 shares. It's a good drop. So making a little bit of money back on AYTU here. Really would have loved to have gotten all the way at 1136, but I didn't. So still in short. Today's been a rough one. Just haven't really hit the trades the way I need. So we might look for this gap to fill, maybe more down towards like 925. So added a little more there, so up to 2,673 shares short with AYTU. All right, if we can get the gap filled down to 920, that would be great. Yeah, they're still holding it up, but again, if the gap fill trade would be beautiful. Slowly covering a little bit on AYTU. I would still love to see the gap fill though. So covered majority of the position, still have 1,200 shares on it short. BBTH at the scanner and SSPK also ran on the scanner. SSPK, wow, I didn't even know that was a thing today. That's moving pretty interestingly. GLSI getting absolutely smoked here. Still debating whether or not, still debating whether or not I add more into this short move on AYTU or not. So far, it's held up so far impressively. So added more short there into 5,400 shares short. Going to see if this move rolls over and we do the whole gap fill move. So there's another good down drop, but really wasn't able to cover on the low of that candle. So still letting it come down in 5,000 shares short now. Oh, only in 3,000 shares short. Starting to cover some. All right, taking most off. All right, pretty much all out of position. Just a 673 share short. With those trades, that's going to get me back to just negative $274 on the day with $167 in commission. So pretty erratic trading day. Not the best display of consistency so far. But we're back to just $300 red. With commission, we're 467. So a couple of my trades didn't pan out, as you guys can see. And I took bigger size today because I've been trading so well yesterday. I figured I could come in and pretty much do the same thing today. And this is a known thing that I've done many times after really big days. I kind of come in and zing trades thinking that everything will work in my favor. And then I take a beating some days. But so far today, I recognize it early, and I'm doing a little better here with managing this. So we're down to 200 red so far. That's good. So I'm no longer basically losing a bunch of money on the day. So if this trade keeps working in the direction I need it to, I think just alone on AYTU, the 673 shares can get me back to about break even. And then hopefully some more momentum continues and we're able to do some more trades. Would not mind to do a long trade. Believe me, I wouldn't mind to. I'm just apparently not as good at them these days as shorting. So yeah, 3 hours later, I'm up 16,000. You know, it could happen. It could happen. You know, I mean, if you already, I mean, just think about how much that P&L swung already. I mean, I had two trades down 2,000, down 2,000, another couple trades, and you know, so it's like, I mean, it's just trading, right? I mean, it's just trading, right? You think you got it, and then you don't, and then you take a loss, right? And if it's just trading, man. You know, some days it all clicks. Then other days it's kind of like, you leverage up a little too quickly. Then you get a little hesitant. And so, you know, it's fun. It is. It's a great time. You just kind of sit here and click a bunch of buttons and you hope and pray for the best. That's what I do. And it works. No, I'm kidding. You have a plan and hopefully you can follow it good enough. So just down to 72 red on the day. The target on this short overall is probably $8.90. And then I think in that zone, we would probably see a bounce. So it's very possible that I could reverse this short and do a long scalp and then probably make some money. That alone could probably get me closer to a green day. So here we are, 894, just got into a green day. Again, if it pushes, I think, yeah, well, we're at the 890, so maybe more like 875 to 867 as well. I mean, hell, I really wasn't paying close enough attention. I should have been going short like 10,000 shares up there. I mean, that to me was almost just so obvious, but you know, after losing a couple thousand, you're kind of like, man, I don't know what to do. So, yeah. So anyways, we got this, AYTU still coming down. That's pretty much most of the move I figure we could get. So I'm pretty much all out of that position. I only have 73 shares short, which I don't really care about. So, you know, if this comes down, I might try to do a bounce trade. I think we would have one after all this volatility down. The question is whether or not we should be trading the first bounce off of this deviation. That one's always kind of a little skeptical. It works sometimes, doesn't work other times. The lower it goes down towards like 819 would be even better. So we'll see. I just got back into a green day if we weren't considering commission. With commission, I am down just below like 80 bucks on the day. So I'm happy, right? I just basically made back a couple $1,000s, even though it's not positive $1,000 in a day. I just, brought back, a couple $1,000 to my net worth, which would have been gone today. So that's a good feeling. And if we stay patient and wait for the right setups, I'm sure we can take it right back to a green day. Probably just got a little too excited that I made $22,000 yesterday, and now I'm trying to do the same thing again. And you see how that works. You jump the gun a little too quickly, and the opposite happens. So. All right, I'm going to check the scanners just to see what's moving. CLRO just hit the scanner, which was a stock from earlier, which is squeezing now, but that's squeezing. It's right at resistance right now. I'm not gonna long that move. This will be a fun recap for everybody on YouTube to watch today. Like, oh, just lose $2,000, lose $2,000. Oh, make a couple wins. Oh, back to break even. So, that's it. That's always going to be a good learning experience for everyone. MTDR. Wow, yeah, that's up big. HOTH just hit the scanner too. Yeah, there's a lot of volatility on stuff today, just kind of moving at random. How is IMMP doing, huh? How did that end up working? Oh, that went down. Okay. Yeah, yesterday ended up closing out the day at 22,000 green. It was actually a little more than that, or actually, no, it wasn't more than that because I ended up losing on the swing trade with PayPal. So that kind of took away the gain I made on mRNA from the long. So yeah, it really is about a 22,000 day. Yes. Yeah, exactly. That was what I was thinking of myself on like those first couple losses. I'm like, okay, bud, there's don't smoke your gains from yesterday because you're trying to, throw the holy grail past today. And after that ANI, well, let's see how ANIX did. Did I end up being right, or let's see? No. Well, I would have been, and then I would have been wrong. So, I would have had a moment there where I would have been able to cover for a profit in that dip, but still that's chugging along pretty nicely. There might be another moment in the day where I try to go short on this again. It's moving with no news right now. Right? There's zero news on this stock to be moving. That's another reason why I was pretty comfortable going short. I'm like, oh, well, there's no news, it's going. And if I wanted to re-short, this would be a location where I consider doing it again. The only issue is I don't really have any long-term trending resistance that would make sense to be short off on that. Yeah, just gotta let that one keep going. I don't think it's gonna go for forever. So added 1,000 shares short on ANIX. We're gonna do this one again. We're gonna try this old puppy. Let's keep it small to start because obviously I got squeezed once, so there is a portion of me that does not fully understand it 100%. But it is moving on no news, so I would find this to be extremely surprising to see this keep just running straight up for now. So trying to add a little more short there on that top, up to 1,400 shares short here. We ran into that blue line 3 deviation resistance. So I figure, I mean, it's a location where we should start to see this price relax a little bit and pull back. Unless I'm extremely wrong and just know absolutely nothing. We'll see. All right, so we're moving back down. My average is 475, so I'm in the green now with 1,400 shares on the short. Boom, there we go. That's better. That's more like it, sunshine. Now you're feeling the groove, huh? All right, covering some of that short, just down to 500 shares now. So if it wants to fade out a little more, I'll make a little more. If it wants to do its squeezing again and go up, I won't get crushed, and then I can add more. So that's good. That got me back into a green day. 475 bucks, 500 bucks. That's basically the P&L that I was at this morning before market open, and I decided that it would be a great idea to lose money. So we're back into a green day with the commission today with trading all this heavy size is already $177. So really, it's more like maybe like a little less than a $300 green day, but green's better than nothing. So I'm happy. Still probably just going to let those 500 shares fade. If this is the real top, then this candle would get sold back into. There was a lot of selling pressure on that top with AYTU. Obviously, I was selling it, but you can see all that red in there. So people were in fact selling it. So far, no corrective breakdown though, and that's partially why I took off on that first move, that first pullback down. Let me go over and look at AYTU. I wasn't looking at it. I'm going to keep it on another screen. Yeah, AYTU went down. I guess I'm late to that bounce. It's not a big bounce either. I'm just going to keep my 73 shares on. I guess it doesn't really matter. It's not going to make or break me. So added short again on ANIX, now short 2,500. We ran back into 3 deviation. Yes, the stock is still a little strong, but I think we're going to be susceptible to another pullback here pretty soon. So up to 3,000 shares short now, averages 509. We're back in the green on this short, coming down. Would love to see the price target of 479 and below 479. That new high does arguably look like a bearish divergence too by a bit. Okay, that's good. Coming back down. If we can get below this price of like 483, that's where the price would probably snap down a little bit more for us. Still no breakdown. Longs are still holding that or squeezing that up. I'm impressed. I really am. AYTU, strong bounce there. So should have covered a little bit into that low. I really am. There we go. So added a slight bit more, but still somehow longs are holding this up. And it's running on no news. Again, that's what makes me most surprised. Still got some heavy selling pressure here. Let's see if it's enough to break this 490, 483 price. It looks like it might get squeezed up again. Dang it. Oh, bummer. Why would you continue running on no news? Yeah, I mean, we're still green here, even with this move going up a little bit. Or green on the day, excuse me, not necessarily the position. So taking some off there in case it goes through another push, which it feels like it will. So it took off another 1,400 shares. Somehow people are still holding this move up. So no short move payout yet. Wow, it's been a battle today. 3-year weekly chart. Let me check it out, see if I can see what you're looking at. Yeah, well, 3-year weekly does have resistance. You're right in the 555. So we are kind of getting up closer to 3-year trending resistance. The selling pressure is obviously heavy. And we can see that it's not heavy. I mean, it's there. So added back in more size. See if we can get our push. I mean, I'll keep managing this. I do believe there is going to be a nice corrective move at some point. And so the next level I have up that we might have a strong rejection is basically what you said, T, which starts in that 575 price. Yeah, 570, 560s, 555s up to 576. So I'll let these shares, these 3,000 shares, go all the way up to, as high as the 587. And if it wants to go there up to 587, 555, I'll just readjust position, average up, and see if we can't catch the next move down. But like I said, I would be extremely impressed if this doesn't have a corrective pullback fairly soon. I haven't seen the scanner recently. I don't know if something's changed on there. CTEK is currently on the scanner, but it's really light volume for right now. There it goes. There's a move down. So far, this thing has not really done full-blown correction moves. Covered 1,000 shares on that short. Still holding 1800. Looks like the bidders might be, well, they're stepping up a little bit. Like I said, I think the move would come down to, at most this like 468 price in the immediate. I just covered another 1,000. Trying to make sure I make this a green day for sure. And this move puts me back into a green day. Here we go. That's better. Finally catching the move I need. So still an 800 shares short. Just covered most of it, only holding 350 shares short. That gets me up to $850 green on the day with the P&L. It's more like it's 644 with commission. So, wow, that was a lot of work there, people. A lot of work. Finally did my job right. But good. It's good. This should make for a good YouTube video. Should make for a great one, actually. The struggles of day trading. Thinking you're right and then being wrong multiple times in a day. Make you feel like a jabroni multiple times. All right, let's take a breather. Let's get that out of the system. Get the mojo back. I don't have a Snickers bar laying around, so I can't fix my hunger. All right, just gonna have to stay old Betty White for right now. If you guys seen that commercial, you'll know what I'm talking about. Okay, so the fading move here on ANIX is working. Obviously, I wish I would have had more shares on it. Okay, it's all good. We're back up to a green day. So, Sunshine, very nice work. You literally followed every single move to a T, and you're back in the green. So, like, this is a perfect example of when this is a lot of times how my trading day can go when I take a position and I'm wrong. And that's the thing, is you have to admit you're wrong, right? When you're just not feeling, okay, you know what, let's just take some off, right? Because if I would have kept holding full size on every single squeeze, I would be major negative right now. Whereas I would take it off, maybe leave some, right? And then if the price goes higher, just readjust your average price on the next resistance point, right? And then when you catch the drop move, you cover, right? And then you'd be back to a green. So what you just witnessed is really how I go about managing trades, right? Okay, I'm wrong, take it off. Okay, it goes up a little more, let's add more short. Okay, I'm wrong, take some off. And then you keep working it until you feel the trend, right? So that was me going, okay, first one, we were overbought. I got it a little too soon, didn't hold long enough, then it squeezed out, right? So those were all those shorts getting squeezed. Pull back, next one. So that's just how I go about managing trades many times. And it's the same thing on the long move too, right? It goes into a dip, you buy a little bit, kind of pulls back, higher lows, buy a little bit until you can force the trend to break out, and then you cover into that breakout move. So with this ANIX move, essentially I'm going to try to fade these 353 shares down to the price of 410. Yesterday when I was trading, pretty much put it this way. I picked almost every single top perfect. So instead of shorting here and shorting here, no, I shorted that every single time yesterday with like 11,000 shares, 10,000 shares, and I faded the whole entire drop with like 11, 10,000 shares. And I made like almost 3-4 grand every single time. And like I'm saying, yesterday was almost way too easy. It didn't even make sense. I'm like, this is like, I don't even know why this is so easy. And so that's basically what I did all day yesterday. All these penny stocks kept running, and I would just pick the daily chart, long-term resistance marks, and just hammer it short, and then all of a sudden just fade down. Okay, cover 3 grand, 3 grand, 3, and that's how I got all the way up to 22,000 yesterday. There's no way I'm going to 22 grand a day, by the way it looks like I'm trading. So we'll just stay calm. And that's the other thing too, is like, if you're never right to begin with, recognize that. If you take trades and you notice, okay, you're normally not right when you first do it, don't go full size, right? Don't take a full position, take a little bit, right? You guys see me all the time take starter positions, even when I think I'm going to be wrong and it's going to still go higher, like on a short or even on a long. I'm like, you know what? I think it's going to go lower, but I'm still going to take some long here just in case I'm wrong and it goes for right now. At least I'll make something, right? And when you get in that habit, you're starting to condition your mind to be more risk oriented and you're thinking about managing the risk, right? You always hear that, not only from me, but other traders are going to say risk is the most important thing. Manage the risk. How do you manage the risk, right? But if you start to think like, you know what, I think it could go lower, but I'll take a little bit now in case it's going to go, you're already developing the habit of learning to manage risk properly. All right. So I'm going to cover here pretty much all out of ANIX here on that short. Finally got it to work. Wasn't the best display of trading, but again, it's a manage the trade well. That's it. All right, AYTU, I don't know what's going on here. Okay, it fell all the way back down to the 9 moving average. That's theoretically where you would have been dip buying, but we're not going to be dip buying that because we're too late to the move. We're not entering on the start of the move, so I'm just going to sell the last little 73 shares that I had. I got to buy those back. That's right. All right, so all out of AYTU there. P&L is up to $766 green now today. It did not show SSR, and maybe I'm looking in the wrong location, but I did not see anything of SSR on that. No. Yeah, I think the main takeaway, I can't remember now, but I'm pretty sure that pullback held over the 3 deviation. That's when I know probably going to be, oh, this is AYTU. No wonder why, because that's a little different. I mean, AYTU is putting in a solid bounce. I mean, this might even be something that we could even, I at least could maybe even re-add to the short. It's like, do you even really want to? Not really. So it's showing short sale restriction on, okay, I didn't know that. Yeah, so that might also have been a part of the reason why it was so hard to get it to come down initially, because you could only short, people can only really short on the way up, which is what I do. If you notice, I typically try to short a move on the way up. I try not to short on the way down. I'm always trying to add in on the green and cover in the red. All right, good job, Sunshine. I'm glad you got back into the move. Nice, Sydney. Good work. All right, so let's take a peek. By the way, since most of us are online here now, anybody who's on the Zoom meeting, just know tonight I'm going to change our Zoom meeting webinar link. So it's no longer going to be whatever one you're using now is going to be invalid. So tomorrow morning, make sure you log into our website, boilerroomtrading.com, into your account and access your premium day trading chat room course curriculum. Go into the live trading section, labeled live trading link, and then get your new link tomorrow morning. Or don't, I can't tell you what to do, or don't do that and don't get into the trading room. Or do that, and then you can get into the trading room. You be my guest. All right, so let me see what's moving around the market now. Most of that morning volatility is done. I'm glad we got out of that morning gauntlet with a win still. You should have really been going long down towards 823 and then maybe through the 9 moving average. And you can see it still went long, but I didn't want to go long because we weren't in on the starting point. I am a big advocate of trying to be long or short right at the initial starting point. And if I'm not in at the initial starting point, I basically feel as if I've done my job incorrectly or wrong. And then I don't try to chase the stock up. I don't try to buy it. There might be moments when I do, but I have to feel really comfortable about it. So if I feel myself that I'm not in on the beginning of the move, then I just let the move go. And then that trains me to not chase stocks and only buy things when I know that we're at the bottom, or I believe we're at the bottom or the top. And that helps me avoid trading things that don't make sense. And then usually being into more profitable moves. Mike, it would be where you purchased. I'll send it to you right now. I'm gonna send it to you in Zoom. You just go here. So just go there, end of the day, or well, tomorrow morning, and you should be good. All right, I'm gonna take a peek at our scanner. Not seeing too much that's hot right now, unless it's surpassed. IMMP, whatever happened to you? You fell. You're not trading all that great now. You're on a bounce move. CLRO move today. Let's just kind of go back and check that. Yeah, that got smoked. INFI. That's currently on a pretty solid run. This SLS move is currently going up. Something does tell me that that is going to end up getting sold into, though. No shares are, oh, wait. Yeah, no shares are short on SLS right now. So won't be in short on that. And the long move's already well underway. Now, if today is anything like it was yesterday, then that means we got a whole lot of momentum coming throughout the day. So I think today is going to be a day where we stay out longer. I think what I've been noticing probably the past, whatever, it's called a week, and maybe even longer than that. I don't really know, I guess. But it seems like we get to this 10:30, 11 phase, and this is normal. It's normal for the market to slow down in the 10:30, 11 phase, and then it kind of sluggish for like an hour or two. But the momentum's been it's been carrying throughout the day. So I think today we'll do something we don't typically do, and that's going to be stay on a little longer, maybe trade a little longer. I will probably hop off at some point here to do this little video edit of the trading and get it posted to YouTube. But I think today maybe we'll try to stick around a little longer and see if the momentum continues. Because if it's anything like yesterday, I don't want to miss out on that, right? I don't want to miss out on it. I don't want you guys to miss out on it. So we'll see. I don't know. I can't tell the future. So, anyways, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go warm up this coffee that I have, which isn't much, so it's kind of depressing looking at it, but it's worth a warm up. So I'll be right back. This AYTU still grinding higher here. I guess I don't know yet. I mean, you guys can SLS cup and handle. Yeah, that's the formation that's coming, right? So everybody dip buying this is looking for a cup and handle breakout, and when they're wrong, they will snap the stock down. So yeah, you'd be buying this dip for a cup and handle breakout, right? Because that's the setup it's in. And if that setup fails, all the longs buying this dip and who have been long on SLS will snap the stock down. They're going to roll it over. They're going to break it down. So that's why I don't typically. So if I trade a cup and handle pattern, I have to really be confident it's true, because if it's not, it just snaps right back down. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep surfing around here, see where we're at. Let me take a look at the S&P 500, see how that's moving. So that's up on the day a bit. Has Apple recovered, please? Let's go, baby. Let's go. Apple up. I'm glad we did that dip buy yesterday. So we're back to green on Apple. So I reclaimed all the loss, which was about $500 this morning on Apple altogether. So back to having a $55 green P&L. So yeah, I mean, we're back green on Apple swing, so that's good. Yeah, so, but did anybody hear me right there, or was I still muted? Maybe not. Oh, if you didn't hear me say "let's go," then I was muted still. But anyways, okay. I was like, why? I don't know. It was weird. It said I was still muted, and well, I don't know. But anyways, yeah, Apple moving right. I am kind of considering another short trade on AYTU. The volume's kind of low though, and I really would like to see it a bit higher. So I don't know. I'm debating what I'm going to do so far. Okay, welcome to scalping. There's always more scalp trades than there is a bigger long moves, that's for sure. So, I mean, it just kind of comes down to keeping an eye on the scanner and sorry, I'm trying to think. Let's see, SVRA. LPCM. No way! I got 100 likes on our live stream today. Beautiful. I was asking for people to get it over 100, and they did. Very nice. Very nice. There goes the down drop from good old AYTU. So not involved in that. I'm just basically running through a bunch of stocks right now, seeing what looks good, if anything is really makes sense to trade. So far, I don't really see a ton. The market's on the bounce. Yeah, I don't see anything right now, guys. So there's not a lot of volatility in the market currently is what's the deal. How's IMMT doing? Solid bounce move from good old IMMP. GLSI, how's that doing? Oh, just blowing accounts, no big deal. Just lose my savings, all good. So yeah, the scanner. So I always put the scanner onto YouTube all day long. If you go to my YouTube channel, there's always going to be a live video every single day of Benzinga News and all of our stock scanners. So, and the reason I did that was, well, couple of reasons. That's kind of the way the world's going in the trading community industry. And B, now it takes up less room for my screen, which gives me more room to enlarge my charts, which I like, and then keep all my stuff for trading there. So it gives me makes my job a little easier in terms of having stuff on my screen. Yeah, it is delayed on YouTube, but not by much. Not by much. I think there might be a couple second delay. And I would say out of any YouTube channel that streams scanners, mine would be of the fastest stream because now I run fiber internet. So I have basically 1,000 uploads. So out of all the online trading scanner YouTube channels, essentially mine should be of the fastest with the least delay given the internet I'm running, unless another person is running fiber internet as well and then has, a $4,000 PC build. So I would say with some confidence, I will be of the highest or less lag or delay for that stream. So yeah, there is a slight delay, but I mean, in the morning when you're looking at gap scanners and things like that, still very useful. But again, there is a delay. So it's like, yeah, you pay a couple $100 and you get no delay, or you just use it for free and you get a little delay. So kind of goes both ways a bit. I mean, you're saying, yeah, I mean, you could stream on Zoom, obviously. Yeah. Yeah. But then again, nobody would know how to get to it because then we need a separate link to it. And so then you kind of defeat the purpose there too. Do I still think Apple I mean, it's possible. I mean, this sort of the dip in the market, right? When we get a dip like we got, that can add a lot of buying pressure to the market and help continue to move things higher. So, yeah, I still want to see the market on Apple to 130. I think it's still possible against, of course, I can't predict every sort of event that happens in the world. In the market, but as long as the market doesn't fall out on us and it keeps trending to the upside and Apple doesn't get hit with any sort of crazy news, then yeah, I don't really see why we couldn't make it to 130 on Apple, and it might even be higher than that by the time it happens. It might be like 135. So like I said, I'm still just sitting in that position. It's a little green today. If you're green on it, or if, you could even adjust some, take some off, so that way you kind of put ammunition back in your backpack. So that way, if it does end up dipping down tomorrow, you might be able to snag a little more. So I'm still playing that one by year, but I think for now we're okay. Yeah, look at this AYTU. We're kind of up again. Shorts are getting squeezed up on that. We're at short-term resistance here. I could probably get away, with doing a small little short trade, but I really don't even think I want to. I mean, I would like to see this run all the way back up to like the 957 and then add a short there. If we can go up to 957, then I would definitely add a short. But that would also be kind of interesting if this ran all the way to 957. Then that would mean you're into sort of some unusual movement from the stock. That's not your typical movement to get smacked down this hard and then go through that previous top first try without having some resistance and then moving all. So, I mean, that does tell me that there would be a little bit more strength, but I think a portion of it is just short sellers getting caught in the wrong side of a move. They're squeezing up. Then you got bullish traders that are buying it up because why not? But I do think overall, there we go, a little smackdown. I'm going to add a couple hundred shares. I'm going to add 500 shares short. Nothing too major right now on AYTU. All right. So average is 923. Didn't catch the top of that high candle because, I'm a noob and I have no clue what I'm doing. So anything below 923 is good. I'll be in the green. 500 shares should net an extreme amount of money unless we get a decent drop here. So I'm 500 shares short, willing to see the price all the way to 961 to add more. Thoughts on a BABA swing? I actually just closed like my last little 5 shares on BABA today. It's still arguably in the dip buy zone. Like 100%, you're still down at 1 deviation on the 4-hour chart. You're still at 1 deviation on the daily chart. So in theory, you're in the buy zone still. So I would say, yeah, you're in a lower risk level to be going long for a swing trade than you would if obviously the price was like in like the 300s or whatever. So I do think you're in a relatively low risk zone to consider entering, with the possibility you could still see the market as low as 252. So I would take a position size that you'd be comfortable with, knowing you could very well go to 252. So as long as you take a position, you'd be comfortable if the price reversed and still went to 252. And then you can maybe add more if you want to. That's what I would do. I would say, okay, if I could do 25 shares long, BABA, and I'm okay with that going down to 250, 252, that's my starting position. Okay. That way, if it goes to 252, you're like, okay, I knew that could potentially happen. I'm okay with the loss. But now they're at 252. This could be a support. We'll take another 25, maybe 40 shares. And if this is in fact the bottom, we should just bounce immediately from here and start going back in the right direction, right? And so that's kind of how I go about that. Hyper, it is kind of impressive the market we're in. I really do think, we're just in a market that's like, well, just go up. What did you say? North Korea just launched a nuclear bomb into the sky? Long. Buy calls next month. Buy calls for next week out. We should all be good. We only got 20 nukes flying through the sky right now, but S&P 500 should be up 20% year to date. No big deal. Let's run it. Like, that's how it feels every day. And you know what? As much as I would like to say, I have no clue, I guess. I really have no clue. I guess none of us do. And I guess that's the way the market's meant to be, right? And it really is, because if you could predict every single drop and every single thing in the market to a T, then no one would make money, because everyone would be making money. And how can everyone make money if somebody's not losing money? So, you know what? The market is designed in a fantastic way. And somebody put a quote in our chat room the other day that was very interesting too, that I thought it was just a good quote. It was, so the market is a very interesting thing. Every day, someone will buy a stock thinking they're a genius. At the same time, somebody sold the same stock at the same price thinking they're a genius. So you have two people always thinking they're a genius for doing the same exact thing. When one person sells, they think they're a genius for selling. When one person buys, they think they're a genius for buying. So you always have people in the market thinking they're smart because they did one thing. It's true, right? When one person buys, another person's selling, they both think they're right. So good short move there on good short move down on AYTU. Again, I didn't net anything super monster, but this is a good location for me to cover into. It might continue fading out, but I mean, that was a good move. So that just got the P&L up to 839 on the day. So we're going to close that out, lock that in, be done with that move. Nice win on YQ. Use the bounce scanner. Very nice. Very nice. 7 of 9 is currently in the process. I would say he's pretty much done. He didn't think I knew about it, but I knew about it, bud. If you're listening in, I know what you did last summer. You probably walked outside at least one day of the year. That's what you did. But anyways, 7 of 9 did create a scanner to go with our deviation system. So near-term future, we should have an update for you. It'll be updated to the deviation system, from my understanding. And yeah, so I don't know the full inner workings of it, but at the end of the day, it's supposed to help us, get the stocks we want at the prices we want, right? You know, if it's trading over 3 deviations, trading at 2 deviations. So it should help you see that, right, from a scanning perspective. Okay. So I think cool stuff coming up for that. And so I hope that that kind of clears up a lot of the questions I've been getting, or maybe some of the concerns everyone's been having, which is, hey, is there a scanner that finds things at 3 deviation, whether it's the upside or the downside? And, you know, I keep getting that question, and we have one that's posted on YouTube, and, you know, there's always a way to refine something, maybe make it a little better. So I would say as a whole, we're still in the process of trying to figure out the holy grail for that. Not quite there, but, you know, hopefully we can get it. Oh, so sad, so sad. AYTU goes even lower. Oh, would have been nice. Would have been. Holy smoke! Just kidding. That would have been fun to hold that a little bit. All right. Okay. I don't see anything right now, guys. Like I said, I don't really see a whole lot moving here.